that. How many of you have come across this conscious incompetence model that is now pretty widespread in the culture? Okay, most of the people in the room. So a very quick version, the basic idea is that NLP is skills. It's not about academic knowledge or stuff like that. It's hands-on skills. Skills about how you run your own reality and how you interact with other people. But any skill must start off at a level that's unconscious incompetence, in that you're unaware of the fact that you don't know how to do something. It's just not on the radar yet. You become aware, you get interested, you try and do it, and you walk straight into conscious incompetence. That is, you're trying to do it, but it's not working. You know, you're a young kid, you've got a bicycle, two-wheel bicycle for the first time, and you're going, I'm off. You're not, splat. You've got some serious learning to do. And I think this is the learning curve where you repeat doing the thing that you haven't mastered yet. And kids are certainly very different to adults, yes. They're much more tolerant of their own incompetence. They're happy to get on the bike and fall off again. They think it's a hoot. Your average adult, well, I don't know, if you watch some adults get to grips with computers a bit late in life, it's not a hoot, it's a real struggle. They're going, but if I press that button, it might explode. I don't think so. But, point is, enough repeats, and the part of your mind that learns, and biologically we're into neural networks, that is, networks of nerve cells that are doing clever biocomputer stuff at 1,000 miles an hour, they need to do trial and error learning repeatedly until they go, thunk, that version works. Once they've got a version that works, you know, you're riding the bicycle and it's, hey, whoopee, I'm balancing. What they'll then do is they then start hardwiring the learning. Clever stuff at the neural synapses, neurotransmitters, that route becomes automated. But you're not done learning yet. This is the conscious bit, and with enough repeats, and you say how many, I go, well, it can be anything, but 20 is a pretty good rule of thumb. With enough repeats, you can do it consciously, but what's really neat, and sometimes a problem, is the whole thing gets handed over to unconscious mind, and you then do it automatically. And most of what us human beings do, we do at that level. If I ask you, how do you talk? No, I don't care how long you spent doing psychology. Bottom line is, we don't know how that stuff works. We don't know how we do it. We know we learnt it when we were, what, 2 years old, 3 years old, when babies do all of that sound babble and it gradually turns into talk. We don't know how we talk. In a sense, we don't know how we walk. I mean, yes, it's one leg in front of the other, but there's a lot more to it than that. Now, what I'd like you to do is check this one out, because this is the basis of all skill learning, and take an irrelevant skill like putting your hands together, if you would. Could you do this now? It's real quick, it's just a little experiment. Notice which is the dominant hand. In my case, I'm right-handed, so that's on top. And let's do this thought experiment. You're about to go to planet Zarg, and on planet Zarg, the correct way to greet people is not with the dominant hand uppermost, but with the subdominant hand. So change over, other hand on top. Does it feel slightly uncomfortable, as though this is wrong? Great. This is this bit here. This is conscious incompetence. It means you're learning. How many times would you have to do it if you wanted it to begin to become automatic? Rule of thumb? 20 times, rule of thumb. So off you go, 20 repeats. And of course, if you're going to repeat something, how are you going to make it enjoyable? Because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it, are you? So speed up, slow down, make it a game, play, fun. Got to 20, shake off. First fear people have is, oh, I won't be able to do it the way I always used to. Just check, you can still do it the way you used to. Yep, still works, nothing's broken. Great, shake off again. And now, put them together the new way. And notice, is it a bit easier now you've done it 20 times than the first time round? Yeah. If you wanted that, you know, you're over the hurdle at that point, it would rapidly become automatic and you'd forget. And that's the mechanism for learning all of these skills. Every skill we're going to play around at. And in the games, the exercises, I'll ask you to treat them like games, just things that you play, because it's the repeat of the skills that gets them on board, and it's the repeat in life that brings it to unconscious competence when it's mastered. You know, it just happens without you having to think about it. That's the payoff for all of this.